What is a copywriter's superpower? It's not their ability to write. Lots of people can write. I'm sure you can write really well with good grammar and syntax. I had to look that word up. No, a copywriter's superpower is not how well they write, but their ability to write copy that people want to read. Writing is not the issue for most people. It's getting your audience to read what you've written. That's the tricky part. If you can learn this secret, it will become your superpower too. Notice how a real superhero just blends in with everyone else. Nobody suspects. Where does our superpowers come from? It's the ability to step into somebody else's shoes and write from their perspective and see the world through their eyes. This is part 3 in a series about how to improve your written communications. So if you haven't seen the other parts, you can follow the link above. You'll find this useful if you're writing content or whether you need to judge the content that's been written for you by human or AI. Okay, so why should you transport yourself into somebody else's body to write your copy? Can't you just list all the great things about your brand and convince your audience that way? That argument will usually fall on deaf ears. The trick is not to think about how to write better, but how to make your content easier to read, easier to absorb, easier to understand. And that will come from being able to think and speak like your audience. People are just not that interested in what you have to say. They've got places to go, people to see, things to do, buildings to jump over. They will only read or listen if they think there is a benefit for them. They are the center of their universe, not you. When you just start writing from your point of view and not your audience's, you'll jump straight into telling them how great you are, how smart you've been, and how much better you are than everyone else. This is how brands often come across as narcissistic. Their view is that they've paid a lot of money to get to the front of your phone, so you'd better listen to what they have to say. The trouble is, people don't have to listen. It doesn't matter how good the writing is. If it doesn't connect with your audience, they will keep scrolling. So, this is why we need to step into the shoes of our audience and see the world through their eyes. Life looks very different depending on where you're standing. When I'm thinking about an audience, I'm trying to visualize what are their issues. What is their decision-making process? Are there issues that will help or hinder me? What concerns do they have? How does my thinking differ from theirs? I'm trying to assess how they feel about a subject. If I can get on the same wavelength as them, they are much more likely to listen to what I have to say. So look at life from your audience's point of view. And that way you're going to see their problems from their perspective. I'll put a link to an old TV commercial from The Guardian that captures that thought perfectly. Taking this approach, you build empathy with your audience. You can solve their problems and explain solutions in a way that they can relate to. What doesn't seem a problem to you is a problem for them. If you can see that, you will connect with them. You become their best buddy, solving their problems in a way that they can relate to. Now, you're ready to have a conversation, and that is the subject of the next video in the series. Thanks for watching, and if you got this far, you certainly have superpowers.